So the last time I left off with a bid, I was wrapping up 50 mil gathers. I finished up woodcutting. That was the last one I did. Finished that up, 50 mil. Mining, fishing, and hunter. I wrapped up a while ago. As you can see, I have a lot more hunter experience than the rest of these because I've been doing a lot of herby recently, trying to get ready for a big herb week that I'm gonna do soon. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. I was putting it off for the farming guild that they announced the last RuneFest, but as you could see, that never came. They had two or three hints at it through the year, but at this point, I don't even know if it's gonna be out next year. It's just I don't know, and that's what I was putting off my herb week for, and that was like the one update I said in my last. It was like the one update I was looking forward to. I obviously when I made that last vid, it was like the Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday before the Theater of Blood was going to be released that Thursday, and I was hyped for that. But the main hype that I was hyped up for was Farming Guild, and I don't even know if that's going to come out next year. Honestly, I'm hoping that it'll come out early next year, and maybe they'll hint at it again in this next RuneFest that's coming up soon in a couple weeks. But at this point, I don't even know. I'm just gonna leave that in the dust for now. I'm not too sure what's gonna happen with that. But like I said, my last vid, I was preparing for Theater of Blood. It was a large reason why I wanted to form a community, which it's called Solitaire, if explained in my last vid. And it went really well. We made a looking for team channel in the Discord that was very active. It still is pretty active to allow Iron Men in the community to easier form a team, and it did help a lot from how the team layout is set up, where you go to a world, you sign up at the bulletin board, you can wait for as many members as you want, or you could just, if you have a team formed already, at least a team of 3, you could just go in. And I think the Discord and the clan chat helped a lot with that. So yeah, I was pretty happy about how things turned out and stuff. I didn't expect it to go as well as I thought it was gonna go, because we're like Iron Man, we're just used to doing things on our own, so just the team aspect kind of just threw a variable in it, and I didn't expect it to basically pan out the way it did. But that was cool. I just wanted to mention that. Another thing I want to mention, Solitary Bingo. We did a event about a month ago where it was similar to what Oblivion did. We kind of mooched off of them a little bit, but it was a cool idea. We did it a lot differently than them. We had a simple, actually it wasn't 5x5, it was 6x6 bingo board, and we just had different boss drops on each one of them. We had a master clue drop, ornament kit, on just a whole bunch of little, chambers of Zarek drop, Theater of Blood drop. And the first team, we did a draft, 7 players on 7 teams, and the first team to complete the entire board would get a prize, and the prize was 200 mil. And the MVP, who filled up the most tiles, which was GE challenge, they received 50 mil. So it was cool. It was just a cool incentive to kind of basically just do bosses that maybe you haven't done in a while, or just boss in general. For one, I competed in it, and I was on a team. I killed bosses that I haven't killed in like 2 or 3 years. Like I did more Zammy. I got a Sap of the Dead from that, actually. I think it was like on a 5KC trip. It was like I was just horrible at it. I was just getting used to it again. It was really bad, but it was just fun killing bosses I haven't in such a long time. Zilly I killed. Got another Sarah sword from that. I did not 100. I did a 60 kill trip, actually, like a little over 60 kills. It's so easy now. It's just insane. I had like 40% energy at one point with like no staminas, only 1 range dose, and I still did like 5 kills it I don't even know how that happened. But it just shows you how easy some of the Cow Wars dungeon bosses are now. And I did get a dragon limb from Rune Dragons. So that's pretty cool. I'm never gonna make the crossbow because I'm never gonna use it, but figured I'd just throw that in there. But yeah, it was cool killing bosses I haven't in a long time, and we'll probably do another one in the future. I was thinking about doing an EHB tournament, actually. to kind of flush some of the RNG out. I feel like I would enjoy that a little more. And when you have like 7 teams of 7, there's probably going to be a couple teams that always get insanely lucky, and that's what happened. There's a couple of 1 or 2 teams got like ridiculously lucky. It just blew everybody away. And by the time they have like 3 or 4 drops left out of 32 or whatever it was, you have have those 7 members going for 3 or 4 drops. It's going to end pretty quickly, but I think it went okay, and we'll probably be doing those in the future. So that's pretty cool. Other thing I want to mention is I switched over to runelite from conduit. Now I liked conduit. I didn't have a problem with conduit, but the one thing that made me switch to runelite is instance maps broke, and they didn't fix it for a month. And even though I'm finished with Chambers of Xeric, Raids 1, I still go back every once in a while just to see if I could just roll the dice at a pet, because I have Metamorphic Dust and I kind of want to get the pet eventually. But I just go back every once in a while, I'll skill for a little bit and then I'll go do like 3 or 4 raids or whatever. And you can't scout through anything other than the chat box because the instance map is broke. So you can't look at the instance map and go like, okay, what do I have next? And you can't do it throughout the raid either. So that broke. That was basically the final straw. I said, forget, I'm not going to use Conduit. I would still use Conduit if it wasn't for broken instance maps. But that's such a big deal to scout, like to raid scouting, that I just couldn't handle anymore. So if they do fix it, I will go back. That being said, the plugins on runelite are just like literally incredible. I don't really use too many plugins with any third-party clients recently, but the farming tab is just insane. You just have these 12 tabs where it just tells you for each patch. Like, it doesn't tell, obviously it doesn't, it just reads in game, and when you harvest it or plant the seed, when it's going to be done, when it's supposed to be done. And sometimes it's not accurate, but that's the whole point. That's the reason why we have a geomancy spell. So, and I still use a geomancy spell all the time, just because I'm used to it. But honestly, that is the one plugin that's keeping me from preferring runelite over any other client. So that's really nice. Other than that, I don't really use too much on it. Like, I've been trying this tile thing. I don't really use it that much. It's kind of nice for raiding, but it's not necessary. There's like a lot of like unnecessary things that you just use because they're inconvenient, which I'm okay with. But I mean, the way we're heading, it's very close to eventually just having the game play it for you. Basically, is what I feel like. Everything is so methodical, and like you don't really, like, I don't really need this. It's just fun to try it out, and then once you try it out, you're like, hey, you know what? I think I'll just keep it on. It's like, you know what I mean? They like kind of tease you, and it's like a slippery slope. Like, they tease you with other plugins, and then you try using them all. I'm just gonna try them, and then you eventually just keep it permanently. But that's okay. It's all good. But obviously, I'm gonna stick with runelite in the future. Those are just a couple things that I want to go into real quick, and then I'll go into my Vank. This is gonna be a quick one, a lot shorter than my previous 2. I'm just gonna go through quickly. I'm not gonna talk about any of this stuff, but a lot of it hasn't changed at all. I did get 1,000 crystal keys. That's pretty cool if you put these together. Oh, I'm almost at 1,000. Not quite. Teeth have to catch up, but I'm always doing Slayer for seeds, so they'll catch up eventually. So that's a pretty cool milestone. Always doing birdhouse runs. The crushed ones are in my herb tab, but I'm almost 40,000 actually. 40,000 bird nests. That would be cool if I didn't. This isn't gonna happen, but if I did enough birdhouse runs where I didn't need to empty these. Emptying these are a pain, and I don't need like rings for anything at the moment. So if I could just keep those in there and just use like crushed in the seed ones too, that'd be really nice. But I don't know. We'll see. I think I was the same. There's dragon limbs I got from Rune Dragons, and vials of blood. They should make these useful, honestly, for Iron Man. I know that's kind of like a no. They shouldn't make these useful for Iron Man just because bloods are expensive, and if you get a scythe. But I figured I'd hint at that. These are gonna be useful. These are obviously useless if you don't have a scythe. Like, I'm surprised that they didn't use these aren't usable for the staff either. I'm kind of curious why they only made it useful for the scythe. But those would be nice if you could just use them for the staff too. But I don't know, because you get way too many from Theater of Blood to be... You're always going to have an abundance of these, so it's not going to matter. Okay, there's cash deck. 1 bill cash I got about like a few weeks ago. I don't know if I'm the first Iron Man. A lot of people have said I am, but maybe there's someone who just didn't say that bill. But to me, it's just a lot of cash that I could use for skilling. I don't think of it as an achievement. It was a cool thing to go for. It was going to happen eventually because I'm not doing construction or smithing, and I'm always doing Slayer to keep up with seeds. So I'm always going to be doing like Necrotask and Vorkath and just basically just GP related tasks. And this is like I said in the last video, this is probably still going to only go up. The only thing I really spend a lot of money on that uses a lot of money is broad arrows, and I don't know where I'm going to use them for now. Like I have a bunch of headless arrows. I have over 1 mil now, headless arrows, but I haven't been buying broad arrow tips from a Slayer shop because I don't know when I'm going to make them. Yeah, I'll probably make them. I'll probably buy them and make them soon. But the only real skilling method that I make broad arrows with is Hunter, and I'm probably going to take a break at 100 mil Irby, so I have 4 mil left, so there's not really much reason to buy them. I can only make a small amount before, I'm not going to do Irby for a while. So, but I don't know, we'll see where it goes with that. But I know a lot of you are interested in how I got that. It's really just playing for a long time, hoarding GP, not doing construction or smithing, and just Vorkath, basically. That's really what it comes down to. And I alked basically, as you see, I don't have an alk tab anymore. Well, here's my alk tab, but it's all used already. But I'll get into that later. Basically, used all my room bars, alked all my alks from Vorkath, from other bossing and stuff like that, and Onyx ball tips, just everything basically. And it'll all come plethora eventually when I start doing a lot more Vorkath and stuff. So. It's cool. It's gonna be cool to see what this tops out. It's never gonna be like a max cash stack. Just if you're wondering, it's never gonna happen. I can promise you that. I know you're like, oh wow, he's only halfway there. No, that's not the goal. But all right. So pot tab hasn't really changed much. Obviously, the herbs are only gonna go up as well as the cash stack. Getting close to my first 50k Irates. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't know if the Toad Flax is gonna happen first. I think the Toad Flags might actually happen first, maybe. I don't know, we'll have to see. I forget the drop rates. But Dwarf Weeds finally eclipsed my wines. I don't know if I'm going to unblock cow fights and do more KQ. I like KQ, I like it. I'm totally okay with doing more KQ. But they made tub grabbing wines pretty convenient, so I might just do that, honestly. If I just can't stand that, I'll go back to KQ. But I'll probably just stick with that, honestly. Limpwort seeds, I don't have any more of those. As you can see, I have a decent stock of Limpworts. The problem is the seeds that you get from Necrolls aren't enough to keep up with your herbs. So I have 28k now. When I go back to Slayer, the next time I go back to Slayer and get more seeds and start planting Quarms, this is going to eclipse the Limpworts. They die. They're not that many limps per patch, even though they updated it. I think the average is like 7 or 8, which is decent. It's decent upgrade, but it's still not enough to keep up with Quarms. It's not supposed to be enough to keep up with Quarms. Like, this is not an Iron Man update. This is mostly for mains, for them to get more, for mains that do like regular herb runs and stuff like that, for them to get more profit out of their run for a very, very cheap seed, and kind of help them make money. This is not for Iron Man. So that being said, I'm okay with the update. I don't really think it's too bad. I know some people were like crying about that one, but I think it's okay. You'll just have to find another way to get limp seeds. Mole drops a lot of limp seeds. There's just seeds in general, really. So it's not that bad, honestly. The Nightshade update, what was grouped in with that limp seed one, that's actually really nice. As well as limp seeds, you don't really get that many out. You use belladonna seeds for that, and I have a bunch of these over there that you always get from Slayer. You'll have an abundance from Slayer. So what I have is I have 4K coconuts, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these 2 stacks equal this one. Now I'm always gonna get a few coconuts from like palm tree runs. I'm not keeping any palm trees up. Just as I plant them, I'll just pick the 6 coconuts and node them. So that'll probably get up to around like maybe like 10k-ish. And I'll make weapon poison plus from these and just regular weapon poison from cactus spine. The cactus spines, you still have to collect red spider eggs, but it's not that big of a deal. I'll probably just do that, honestly. But yeah, I still have a lot of secondaries to gather. Snape grass. I still have a lot of Mormir fungi. Just these 3 right there. Snape grass, Mormir fungi, red spider eggs. They don't take that long. Mormir fungi, that's like 2k an hour. That's like a little over 1k. It's totally fine. And then I only really just pick up snape grass just when I need prayer pots. And as you can see, I have a bunch of those, so not a big deal. It's fine. Always use my herb seeds. They're getting low. I'm probably going to start doing Slayer soon. I've been planting these with Irby. It kind of mixes in nicely with all the herbs that I get from Irby. And just doing herb runs, white barrier runs, and just basically just all farming runs. And here are the teleports that I made. Okay, so you're probably like, wait, why did you make stony basalt for Trollheim when you could just make a portal? Because the icy basalt teleports to the Weiss patch. Those you need to make because there's no portal, but there's a Trollheim portal for these. It's really just convenience. Me and a couple guys, we did the math. It's very similar. It's a 1 to 2 tick difference, but I prefer the teleport for convenience. It doesn't really matter too much. Like if you're not 99 construction, you should probably make the teleports until you're 99 construction and you have construction cape, unlimited POH teleports, and then you should make the portal. But if you just like convenience, like when I'm doing an herb run, I just get my rune pouch and then just get the rest of my stuff for herb pouch for my herb run. It's really nice. So I just like that convenience. I might make the portal in the future, I don't know, but I guess that's like just a little efficiency tip. You should make the portal unless you prefer just using a tally. I just like the 1-click tally, so that's why I made them. There's not many things I do that aren't like 100% efficient, so this one I don't mind at all, honestly. Okay, so this tab hasn't changed at all. I'll just go through it quickly. Here you go. I moved everything that's Theater of Blood and Slayer related to this last tab that I'll go into later. And these are the only 2 things that I use now. These are just for raids. And the rest I just use this tab. So that's very convenient. It's the first time I've actually done here. I'll just hint at it. The first time I've actually done that, put all my combat stuff in that I use frequently in one tab. It's actually pretty nice. I don't really see it too differently, honestly, but this tab was horrible. If you saw it before in my last vid, it's just everything's all over the place. So I kind of just wanted to try and organize it for once. I have a little bit of bank space. And now I have a free tab where I can just put anything in this tab, so it's really nice. I've never had a free tab, so it's really nice. I can just throw everything in there. Nothing's changed with this. Lots of forecasts are gonna give me large piles of dragon arrows, rune darts, and dragon darts. As you can see, the dart supply is fine, the arrow supply is fine. I'm probably not gonna be able to, or excuse me, I'm not going to need to make amethyst arrows for a while, so that's nice. There's all my gems, bars, ore, logs, bones, hides. I did do a lot. I did use a lot of my hides from forecasts, just basically from just Slayer in general. And am I 50? No, I'm not 50 mil crafting, right? No, so I'm almost 50 mil crafting. But that was just for the GP. I alked all those hides already. That's part of the 1 bill cash stack that you see here. It's actually a huge chunk of it, honestly. And I'm probably not going to do those for a while, honestly. Let's see. Here's my broad arrow stack. 1.4 million. I don't know when I'm going to use those. I'm not sure yet. And then I'm always using graceful for Irby runs. So that's pretty cool. Here's the treasure trail tab. None of this has changed. I think Ankylink. Yeah, I had that in my last vid. That's pretty cool, actually. Those are pretty rare. It's cool that I got like one Anku piece. I didn't get any third age. These are my 2 gilded pieces. I'm okay with that. My goal wasn't really third age or anything like that. So here's probably, oh yeah, I had this tab in my last, so I alked basically almost all of this. This is just a few things I haven't alked from forecast, but just had a crap load of alkables, and it was actually really satisfying just alking all that stuff. And I tried to keep this tab as empty as possible because I was pressed for bank space, but now that I have a decent amount, I'm probably just going to leave placeholders in for all those and just leave one of each. Just because it's kind of satisfying to look at. It's not really a big deal. And all the grimy herbs. This is the first time I've done that too. So I have room for just grimy herbs where I could just keep those in so I don't have to, you know, take them from another tab and put them in this tab every time that I clean all of them. I try to clean them as much as I can or I want to. I know herbivore hunter, that gives a lot of herbs, and I try to clean them like once every 1 or 2 days. So those don't stockpile, because if you like stockpile like 1K plus of these, it's just annoying on your wrist and stuff. So I figured I'd just do it 1 to 2 days, keep this clean. And here's the last tab. So I'll go into Theater of Blood and stuff with this tab. So as you see, I got a rapier, I got Sanguinesi's staff. The only item that I still need from Theater of Blood is the scythe. I don't know if I'm going to go back. I said that I was just going to get hilt and rapier and be done with it. I got those really early. I got my first hilt at 19 KC and my rapier at 99 KC. So I got them both under 100 KC. Now my KC now is over 400. So obviously I still did a bunch of that after this. So that was like kind of like a lie. But it's really fun content for me. And I don't mind going back to it whenever, honestly. I do prefer Chambers of Xeric, Raids 1, more, since it is 100% solo. But I don't mind going back to Theater of Blood every once in a while. And I have the gear for it now, outside of the scythe, of course. But that's fine. And as you can see, most of the Slayer stuff is at the bottom. I put Seed Box, Bone Crusher, all this stuff. Some food, cannon, and crabs, like all this stuff for Slayer at the bottom. This is actually really nice. I don't know why I haven't done that in the past, but doing it now, having all the mage gear ready, heart, all the range gear together, and the melee gear mostly together, and some other stuff for Chambers of Xeric in here. Forecast for Void for forecast, and it's just nice to have this tab, honestly. And I'm probably gonna keep it like this in the future until I don't want to anymore, and then I'm just gonna completely ruin it and put it all and just jumble it together. But that's not probably gonna be after I'm done with Theater of Blood, whenever that is. I have no idea. I haven't actually done it for probably like a few weeks now, just sticking with Hunter. So, but yeah, that's the bank. I didn't go with my full Justice Shard. So I have full Justice Shard. I've actually used it a few times. It's actually nice for raiding. You can kill Tecton. You like barely have to. You can just pray melee and just attack it with like a bludgeon. It's pretty nuts. And it's actually really convenient for like learning raids 1. I guess if I could say the one fairly efficient way, but you're not gonna have full Justice Shard before you do a bunch of Chambers of Xeric. But if you do for some reason, that's fine. And then the rapier, Sanguinesi stuff. What's the other? Oh, the hilt. I have 3 hilt drops. Where's my hilt? Oh, right here. I got 2 other hilt drops. I dropped the other one. The first one I actually sold for 285 mil. That was my first dupe. So that was crazy. That's the only 2 things I've dropped from Theater of Blood of my 2 hilts. As you can see, I still have all the Justice Shard dupes and the 2 weapons. Those I only have one. I only got one of those. But yeah, I've been doing some trios, some duos. Actually, just a few duos. Those are fun too. And my KC is, let me just do this real quick. Where that? Boss log. 422. So 422 is where I stopped at. I was going for 500, and I was like, maybe I don't want to do the same. Especially when I'm just going for one item and it's the rarest item. I still need pet too. I haven't gotten pet. Just a side note. As you can see, the Vorcat is getting up there, getting close to 8K. When I go back to Slayer, I'll probably get over 8K. Who knows how long I'll be doing Slayer for. Maybe I'll get up to 10. Who knows? And then I finished Cheapers of Zerg as 1402, but I always go back, done a little over 100 more, and that's really everything that's changed. My Corp KC is still 0. Zora, I haven't done any Zora for months. And no Wildy bosses. DKs, I haven't done much. I actually did do one DK test when I was doing bingo, and I got 3 rings. I needed one more to finish the bingo tile, but that's fun. It was fun. It was nice. Haven't done those in a while too. Didn't get a pet obviously, so I'm still 5k kills for each, over 5k kills for each DK without a pet. But as you know, I don't hunt pets anymore, so totally fine. Actually, speaking of pets, I guess I could go to my house. I didn't do this in my last vid, so that's my bank vid. Just go to my house. One thing, this is the last thing I'll do for end the vid. I think the only pet that I've gotten is this is actually the first time I'm looking at this for a while. Just because, let's see, Vorky. So Vorky is the only one that I've gotten. I had insane Vorky luck. I got 2 pets in 2 jars and 500 kills. It's probably the craziest luck just from a general perspective that I've gotten on RuneScape. Yeah, 2 Vorky pets, which is a 1 in 4k drop. Vorky? Wait, let me just look real quick. Vorky, let's see. Vorky is a 1 in 3k drop. Okay, so it's not as rare as I thought it was, but 1 in 3k drop. And then the jar is 1 in 3k also. So 4 1 in 3k drops and 500 kills. Pretty ridiculous. But yeah, that being said, that's going to be the end of the vid. What the hell? There we go. Alright. I haven't even looked at the dialogue in. Oh, they're fighting or something. Oh, I didn't know that existed. I just the first time I knew that existed today. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of the vid. I know it wasn't as long as the other ones, but it's still decently long, almost half an hour. As you can tell, there not much has gone on. I was waiting for the farming guild to do my herb, use my herb tab, excuse me, and that hasn't happened. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna wrap up 100 mil, start doing some Slayer for some seeds, and then move on to another gathering skill, probably maybe mining. I'm not sure. But that being said, thanks for watching. See you guys later. If you want to follow my Twitter, all the social media is in my description. So, thanks for watching. See you later.